Here's the question. Which motorcycle would you go for if you were to pick one from the Royal Enfield 650 twins? The Royal Enfield Continental GT 650, we rode it and it blew our minds. But what about its more retro, more touring focused and more upright sibling, the Interceptor 650? Well, let's find out. In terms of design, the Royal Enfield Interceptor 650 is a retro cruiser which is inspired by the 1960s Interceptor, which then had a 750cc engine. Since the motorcycle is designed for long distance touring, it gets relaxed ergonomics as compared to the racier GT 650. Apart from that, it also gets a bigger 13.7 litre fuel tank instead of a 12.5 litre one that the GT 650 gets. And the Interceptor 650 also gets a main stand too. However, this increases the curb weight to about 202 kgs, which is about 4 kgs more than the GT 650. As far as the chassis and the frame are concerned, everything else is shared between these two motorcycles. Speaking about the engine, it is the same 648cc parallel twin engine which powers the GT 650 with a 270-degree firing angle. The power and the torque figures are also the same, which means it produces 47.65 PS of max power at 7150 rpm and 52 Nm of max torque at 5250 rpm. However, the way it delivers the power at the twist of the throttle is more relaxed and linear. At the same time, you do not miss out the fun of a quick motorcycle that you had expected. The brakes on the Interceptor 650 are the same ones from Biber. It gets a twin disc setup and dual channel ABS as standard. The feedback, the bite is superb, and I had no gripe with the ABS on the Interceptor 650, which means that it is less intrusive on the Interceptor as compared to the GT 650. The suspension on the front is a 41mm telescopic fork with 110mm of travel, and on the rear it gets a twin shocker system with 88mm of travel. Same as the GT 650, right? The sure answer to that is no. Here's the catch. The preload on the rear suspension on the Interceptor 650 is on the softer side because obviously you need comfort while munching long miles for breakfast. Tires on the Interceptor 650 are the same Pirelli Phantom Sportcom tires as on the GT 650, which provide insane amount of traction on the road. On the front, it gets an 18-inch 100/90 profile, and on the rear, it gets an 18-inch 130/70 profile setup. Now let's talk about the 5 things that made me love the Interceptor 650 over the GT 650. 1. The upright stance on the motorcycle, which goes a long way if you are someone who loves munching miles. 2. The wide handlebars, which are so much more comfy than the racier clip-ons on the GT 650. 3. The torque is so much more linear and develops gradually over the rev band. 4. The suspension setup is fantastic and it does a pretty good job of absorbing bumps over rough patches of roads as well. 5. You also get a decent average of 35 km per litre, and paired with that, at a price tag of Rs 2.86 to 3.15 lakhs ex showroom, what more could you ask for? Well, that will be all about my first ride impressions on the Royal Enfield Interceptor 650. If you like what I'm doing, then do not leave the channel without liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and of course sharing this video with your fellow petrol heads. For more queries or promotions, write to me on the below email ID or simply hit me up on Instagram. I'll see you soon with another video. Ciao.